2, 3, 4. Hello, boys and girls. It's Miss Kim from Miss Kim's Children's Music. Today, we have Guitar Joe.
Hello.
And Big Red. You may have seen this before in another show we did together. What we're going to talk about today is all about the electric guitar. This is an electric guitar, and mine is an acoustic. We'll cover that another time. We may visit it a little bit today, but we're really going to talk about the electric guitar. So stick around. We're going to have a great time. Play, Joe. So Guitar Joe, what makes this guitar an electric guitar over, say, my acoustic guitar?
That's a great question. So what makes this an electric guitar is the fact that you plug it in and it comes through what we call an amplifier, or you can think of it as a speaker, basically. You know, it's just a speaker, but it captures the sound. So basically, we have pickups here, which are magnets that will take the vibration of the string and translate it through the chord, then write out the amplifier there, and you'll get a sound, kind of like this. And it's cool because you can get different kinds of tones here. You can get the rock tone, as you heard me do just now, that kind of distorted sound. If you roll off the volume a little bit, actually on the guitar, you can get some.
Well, that's a gentler, pretty sound.
It is indeed. And then if you completely turn off the volume, it's really quiet. Yeah,
so you don't hear it as much.
You need a speaker, yeah,
so
exactly.
So you need this speaker or amplifier in order to make the sound come out of this electric guitar. Like you plug in your toaster, right? If you didn't plug it in, it wouldn't work.
There you go.
Am I right about that?
Right.
So I'm a little curious. There are many different styles of guitar. I know you have 3 that you own. Can you tell me a little bit about what is different between Big Red, and we don't have a name for this one, but I suppose you could just call it black and white. Tell me a little bit about why there's so many different guitars.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, first of all, we have different brands here. So this is a Fender Stratocaster, and this is a Gibson Les Paul. This is one of my personal favorites. I just like the way it feels, and everything, you know, the way it's set up. I don't know, it just feels right to me. But the difference here, we have the pickups. You know, as I was talking about earlier, the pickups can give you different sounds depending on what you have. These pickups here are called humbuckers. So
humbuckers? That's silly.
I know, right? It's a funny. These are called single coil pickups, right? Has another
Not
kind of
as
silly
funny.
name. I know. These take the win on the funny.
Humbucker and single coil. This has got single coil, and that's humbucker.
Exactly.
Pickups.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you just get different sounds from here, and you have, you know, more tone selections on this one here with this little.
Oh, so that's just not to flip up and down. It actually has a purpose.
It does. Same with this one right here. You know, you can get some different tones here with
Wow.
that. So it's pretty cool. You can
you
dial
show
in
me
some
the
stuff.
different tones of this particular guitar?
This one right here,
I
Big
would
Red.
love that. I want to hear the different tones.
All right. Well, I'll use a rock tone here again. So this one right here, this is called the bridge pickup. You know, we're playing through this one here. This is really aggressive and, you know, punchy. You know, and you get that kind of sound there. Now, if we go all the way here, we get the neck pickup, which is this guy right here. And this is kind of like a sappy, thick, syrupy kind of tone, right? So very, you know, kind of muffled. You see, it's more thicker, richer. Now, the middle one...
There's a third?
There's a third.
There's a third sound.
It's kind of, it's both of these guys right here. You get a combination.
You mix
so
them together.
Exactly.
Like when you mix colors, it makes a different color. Okay, so tell me what color this plays.
You get both of these guys right here. So you get kind of a mixture of this and that with here.
In
So,
the middle.
so it's a little punchy, but also a little sappy.
So what other parts of the guitar? What is this thing right here? I don't understand what this is. What does that do?
Oh, this is fun. This is called the whammy bar. All right, you can get some cool things with
Whammy,
it.
that sounds fun.
I know.
Show me what
You're
that
gonna enjoy
means.
this.
Show
So
us.
let's say I play a chord here. I can change the pitch with the bar, right?
I love it.
But then the guitar goes out of
So
tune.
whammy bars are used in what type of music? Do you use it in jazz?
You can, very slight.
But
you know,
it's
I
rare?
mean, it's kind of rare. So I
So-
mean, if I did this, you get kind of a nice little vibrato there. But for rock, you know, you do dive bombs. You know,
Woo! Look at that. that.
You can do some
So
crazy
I see
stuff.
that you're messing around with these knobs here, and there are 3. Can you explain these 3 knobs?
I can. All right, so these knobs right here. So we went over the volume. Now we have the tone. So these 2 knobs pretty much do the same thing, but a little different. I don't know, it's kind of funny. So these are tone knobs. So let's say I play a chord and roll this off. Kind of got softer. Now I'm going to roll the other one. So see that? It's
It made
really
it dull. It made it a
dull.
little bit more dull.
Now this
so
is
it
kind of like that
changes
jazz
it.
sound here.
Okay. Interesting.
Kind of
So,
like that jazz.
so basically those knobs can give you different sounds for different types of music, like jazz or rock or country or rap even, maybe. Rap guitars.
Everything
Cool.
you want. And yeah, you can dial in, put your specific settings here, twist it anywhere you want. You can get a whole ton of settings out of
So
this.
it's like
nice.
having a box of crayons and you can color it different ways. Is that correct, Joe?
That's perfect.
Similar, right?
Yeah.
Now, explain these 6 little buttons here. They look like buttons to me, and if I were a little kid, I'd want to mess with them. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, these do look like buttons. These are called tuning pegs, and as I said earlier, these basically just, change the pitch of the string. So you want to have the string at a certain pitch and a certain tension. So this big section down here, this is called the body of the guitar. So this is kind of where you put your hands and all that, when you're strumming. You got your switches and knobs. This here, this long piece is called the neck of the guitar. All right, so that's where you play your notes. And over here, you have your head. This is what we call the head of the guitar, which is where the tuning pegs are. So it's very useful because you need to tune the guitar.
So you're saying, Joe, that the parts of the guitar are similar to the human body?
I'd say more like a giraffe because, look how long the neck is, right?
But it has a body. We have a body. It has a neck. We have a neck. And that's called the head. And we have a head.
Exactly.
That's easy to remember, don't you think?
So guitars and humans are quite similar if you think about it.
Electric guitars have how many strings?
Normally they have 6. They have
Wait
6
a minute.
strings
Normally, what does that mean?
Normally, so it means basically that sometimes they have guitar models out there that have more than 6 strings, which can get a little fun. They have 7-string models, 8-string models, and even 9 and 10-string. I'm not sure about the 10.
12-string as well.
Oh yeah, they got the 12-string.
So
right? That's more for an acoustic.
We're only dealing right now with a 6-string.
So this is standard right here, pretty much.
If you get crazy a little, I guess you can go get a 12-string. But for now, we're dealing with a 6-string. We had the 6-string, what was that called again? The Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul.
That's it.
We have this 6-string Fender, which is kind of like I told you, different brands of cereal.
Exactly.
So Guitar Joe, I see that you have a white guitar. It's fancy looking. I don't know anything about it. What does it do differently than the other 2?
So now really the only thing different about this guitar, it's made for rock and it has this right here.
What is that?
This is called, these are called locking tuners. Basically, they allow you to not go out of tune. So I can go crazy on this, right? And I'm still in tune.
You did explain that the last whammy bar makes it go out of tune.
Exactly.
But with this little thing you call the...
There's the locking tuners or the...
so it locks the tuning so it doesn't go out of tune. So I guess there's a different use for every guitar. Guitar Joe, tell us a little bit about an amplifier and how it makes this guitar have beautiful sounds come out of it.
Sure thing. So here's how this works. So in the very beginning, we were talking about this thing right here, which is called the cord. So you plug this in to one end of the guitar and the other end into this guy right here, which is the amp.
Right here it goes in?
Right there. So I'll tilt this actually a little bit so you can see here. Now this is kind of cool here. So here's basically what's going on with these settings here. So you have all these knobs, right? Like the guitar, it's pretty cool. Now you have, on this amp, there are 2 volume knobs, which control the volume. So you could either have this go really loud or quiet. Then we have these in between, which is the treble, bass, and middle knob. They're basically ways of coloring the sound, making, a new, or not a new, but
blending,
blending sound.
Colors like you would with crayons when you're coloring a picture.
Perfect. And then finally here, the last knob here is called reverb. So actually, I'll give you a demonstration.
What is reverb? That sounds fun.
Oh, it's very fun. So check this out, actually. I don't know, you might be able to hear this now, but if I'm going to play a chord, all right? I'm going to stop, and you're going to hear it a little bit trail off at the end, so... I don't know if you can hear that. It's a little low right now, but we can fix that. We can fix that. I'm going to turn this up to I don't even know. I'm going to turn it all the way up to 10, all right? Let's try that. So I'll play a chord now.
Oh, it gives it a bigger sound, like you're in a bigger room. That's what reverb does. So when you had it on the lower setting, let's lower it. It's like you're in a small room. Now when you put it on the higher setting, it's like you're in a big room. Wow, you can pretend like you're in a stadium right in your basement.
You can be.
Excellent, that's fascinating. What else? What else can we learn about this?
So pretty much the final thing is the on and off switch. I mean, you got to turn it on somehow, right? So you have this right here. This is the on switch. Pretty much, it's on right now. I'll turn it off, and that's it. You know, some amps have two.
Just like that toaster. Now
Just like that toaster.
If this isn't plugged into the wall, will it work or no?
No, just like the toaster.
You gotta plug
it's
it
gotta
in.
be plugged in.
So that's pretty cool.
There we go.
I really enjoyed today with Guitar Joe, Big Red, and his other guitars. This was a fantastic learning experience all about electric guitars. Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Kids, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this show. Bye.
Bye, guys.